What's up, everybody? Dan Sports News here, bringing you the 23rd episode of the Dansportsnews and Friends podcast. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Dansportsnews, Instagram at I am Dansportsnews to check out all my latest articles and interviews in sports. Today's guest is two-time WNBA champion and one of the greatest WNBA players of all time, Cappie Pondexter. Check it out. How old were you when you first started playing basketball?
When I first started playing basketball, I was 10 years old. I played in an organization called Small Fry.
And was basketball the first sport that you started playing growing up?
Yeah, it actually was the first sport that I played growing up in Chicago. It was the first sport. Then after I played cross country a little bit in high school. So it was basketball and cross country, and I did cross country just to stay in shape for basketball season.
So which players did you watch growing up that really inspired you to play the game of basketball?
Growing up, I watched Michael Jordan, obviously because he was in Chicago. And aside from Jordan, it was Cheryl Swoops and Don Staley.
Did you go to a lot of Michael Jordan's games, his Bulls games growing up?
I can't even front. Like, I went to a couple because of my dad, but we really couldn't afford tickets like that. So, whenever I would get the opportunity, I would go if it was through like an organization. Because I was in the after-school program in Chicago, so they had a lot of like events and stuff for us to go to through the community. So if they had something, then I would definitely do it. And my dad would give me tickets through his job here and there. Right. But I was around Jordan a lot, actually, as a kid, because he would come to our high school. He was like a mentor for our high school. So I would see Jordan, and he would do a lot of things for John Marshall High School in Chicago.
Okay, so you saw him come to your high school. What was that like? Did you ever get to meet him?
Yeah, Jordan. Yeah, I met him quite a few times. Jordan, I was a shy kid, so I really didn't say much. Just admire his presence more so than anything.
Right, for sure.
And listen to what he had to say.
So, when did you realize you could play basketball at the next level?
When the WNBA first started, so I would say in '97, I realized that I could actually go make a career from it. It's actually when I first got my first tattoo, which was the WNBA logo. So right then and there, I realized that my dreams were definitely possible.
Right. So in college, I know you went to Rutgers, but what other schools were recruiting you, mm-hmm. and why did you eventually choose Rutgers?
Every school in the nation was recruiting me, but I narrowed it down to 5, which was UConn, Rutgers, USC, UNLV, and Temple when Don Staley was there. I chose Rutgers because of Coach C. Vivian Stringer. She was an African-American who kind of paved the way for a lot of African-American athletes during Title IX. And I knew her history. She was recruiting a kid from Rutgers, from Chicago, who was a mentor of mine during the time, Natasha Pointer. And I was very close to Natasha. And so when I met Coach Stringer, it was just like, it was a no-brainer for me. Being able to go to college for free is, it was something that I never take for granted, but making the right choice of what school outside of basketball was very important to me. And Rutgers University was definitely a university that provided any and everything that I needed for outside of basketball.
Right. Now, can you just talk about your career at Rutgers, winning all those tournaments and those titles? What was that experience like?
It was a great experience. At the time, UConn was our rival. So, UConn basketball, you know how great that program is. We made it tough for them. We won championships. We beat them quite a few times. We just made women's basketball interesting during the time that I was in school. And I think if I would have went to UConn, then we wouldn't have seen that kind of parity. And I think it was just good for the game, for the women's game.
Right, for sure. I'm from New Jersey, and everyone knows that you're a New Jersey basketball legend. Um, you did some really great things
Thank
there.
you.
Yeah, you did some really great things there at Rutgers to help the women's team become more well known here.
Yeah.
Now, being from Chicago, what was it like? What did it mean to you to play for the Chicago Sky?
It meant the world to me. I actually was supposed to sign in LA that year. I had the contract in my hand, and then when Pokey reached out about the opportunity to play with Della Don and be coached by her and play in Chicago, I thought it was a no-brainer because I hadn't had the opportunity to play around my family and friends throughout my career, and my goal was to bring a championship to Chicago. You know, any team that I played for, the goal was to win a championship. Um, and I thought Chicago needed it most, you know, especially because the Jordan era was leaving. You know, Derrick Rose is still around, but Chicago basketball wasn't the same. And for me, if I could bring a championship to the city, it would have meant the world to me. But obviously that didn't happen. You know, we know that basketball is a business as well, and there was a lot of things that were going on in the front office that kind of altered us winning the championship in Chicago. But it meant the world to me to play at home.
Right, and then playing for the New York Liberty, a lot of your fans from New Jersey and New York City got the opportunity to see you play pro with the Liberty. What was that atmosphere like playing for the Liberty?
That was one of my most fondest basketball memories, honestly. Like being able to go to the Garden and play in the Garden and sell out some seats and just see the crowd in New Jersey as well. When they did the reconstruction of the Garden and we had to move to New Jersey, the fan base, it was great. They traveled with us. They moved. Even though nobody really liked New Jersey like that at the stadium, they still came out and supported us. And I can tell you those 5 years were probably the most funnest times of my life and my career. And personally, my stats were probably the highest that they had been in my career. New York was a great time. The organization was great, and I enjoyed every moment of playing for the fans.
Was there ever a moment where you realized or were you starstruck by a certain celebrity sitting courtside at Madison Square Garden? Do you have any memories of that?
No, I was never starstruck, but I can remember that, you know, Spike Lee will always come to our games. Spike Lee, Queen Latifah, you know, those are like people that will always come and support. And aside from all the other celebrities that will come to the games, those are the ones that I remember the most.
Right, for sure. Now, back in 2009, you won your first WNBA championship and you were the finals MVP. What do you remember about that season?
I remember writing my goals down for the summer, and I remember crushing every last one of them. Like every single goal that I wrote down finals MVP, I wrote down championship that summer, I wrote down all-star appearance, I wrote down like all these personal goals, and I accomplished every last one of them. So it just shows you the power of manifestation, and if you write your goals down, that you can accomplish all of the things that you would love to accomplish.
For you, which championship was more sweeter, the first one in 2007 or the second one in 2009?
2007 was sweet because it was the first one, but 2009, I could say we actually had to really, really work to win the championship because we were down in the series like 0-2 or something like that, and then we came back and we were able to bring the final game to our home court. So that meant the world to our fans, and it meant the world to our family and friends, as well as the organization.
What was it like playing alongside great players like Diana Taurasi in Phoenix?
Man, Diana Taurasi she was a rock star. Like we couldn't go anywhere from the airports to the hotels, coming off the buses, no matter where we were going. She was really a rock star, and to see that early in her career, just because she had just graduated from UConn too, so she had brought all her fans from UConn to Phoenix. So it was incredible to play alongside her because she brought me in. She didn't treat me like a rookie. She treated me like a friend. She treated me like her best friend. She treated me like it was just a perfect relationship. And I think I wouldn't have been able to survive in New York if it wasn't for Diana's mentorship with me in Phoenix my first 4 years.
You won an Olympic gold medal in 2008 with Team USA. What did it mean to you to play for Team USA representing the country in that experience? What was that like?
It meant the world to me because I have been preparing for that moment since I was 15 years old. Like, I didn't play AAU. I didn't go around the circuit like most young kids do. I just started playing USA basketball. So I worked my way up from junior nationals all the way to the actual senior national team. And to see, like, all that hard work actually, like, pay off, it was very exciting. I remember my mom, my manager being there, and just experiencing the whole Olympic experience. It was one that was incredible and one that I would never, ever forget for the rest of my life.
What was it like playing alongside Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker, and players like that?
Oh, those are my girls. I mean, to play along the best for a whole month straight, to practice with the best, to eat, to hang out, and to actually win a gold medal with the best, it was a great experience. And, those are players like Lisa Leslie, Tina Thompson, and Delisha Milton, and Don Staley on the sideline. Those are people that I grew up watching as a young kid. So to play alongside those players, it was like a dream come true. And to be coached by Don Staley was also a dream come true. So it was a lot of things happening for me at one moment that I will never, ever, ever forget.
Now, you also played overseas in Turkey and Russia. What is it like playing overseas?
It was great. I enjoyed to travel, and I love culture. So for me, it wasn't a problem, like, being accustomed to other people's lifestyle. I enjoyed it. Turkey is one of the most amazing most amazing countries in the whole entire world. And playing in Russia was amazing as well. It changed my life for the better. It gave me an opportunity to live a lifestyle that I never imagined or dreamed of.
Right. And from 2007 to 13, I was doing some research and saw that you won a trophy pretty much every year, whether it was a WNBA Finals championship, Turkey championship, Russia championship. Every year you won a championship. What is that like to be so great and dominant like that?
I mean, it just shows the hard work, like, for anybody or any kid that's dreaming to play at a professional level. Like, if you put the hard work in, and I mean, like, it's cool to go to practice and do what the coach say do, but you have to have time where you do things on your own and you really work at it. And that's what I prided myself in. And I hope that my legacy and me winning all those championships will just say, like, Cappie was really such a winner, and she dedicated majority of her life to just get better in the gym every single day.
There's a video on YouTube of you going toe-to-toe against Sebastian Telfair. You shooting, scoring on him, he's scoring on you. What do you remember about that day going against Sebastian Telfair?
I remember being really tired, and I remember them needing an extra player, and I was the only player in the gym during the time. So it was really difficult for me to kind of get through the 2-hour workout that I did and then still play the game. But I'm glad somebody actually filmed that, because that's footage that me and Sebastian can have forever. And it was cool to go against Sebastian. He's like my big brother, honestly. And, Sebastian, he was a star basketball player as well, so it was just like perfect timing for us. And, the video is a video that we never forget, and we always go back and watch it whenever we're together, because people actually talk about it and bring it up whenever they see us around each other.
In 2012, you won the Shooting Stars Challenge at the All-Star Weekend. I think it was you, Allen Houston, and Landry Fields. What do you remember about that All-Star Weekend?
I remember hitting a half-court shot for us to win it, so it's pretty cool. 2012 was a great year because I was still playing in New York, so I was representing New York City, and we were able to win a big check and, represent for the city of New York, so it was really, really cool.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite events at the All-Star Weekend, and they got rid of it. I don't know why they got rid of it, but that was one of the ones I enjoyed watching.
Yeah, that was great because it implemented men and women basketball players, so it was pretty cool to see. Hopefully they'll bring it back sooner or later because it definitely was an event that was worth watching.
Right. Who do you see as someone in the WNBA right now on the come up who can be the next superstar?
There's a lot of different players. I mean, obviously, like Liz Cambage, to me, is a global superstar, not only on the court but off the court. Skylar Diggins. I think Courtney Williams. It's a lot of players. Like I think a Diamond DeShields from Chicago, Chelsea Gray from LA Sparks. There's a lot of different players that I think that have the potential to be superstars, and they're really, really, really skilled basketball players.
When did you realize it was the right moment for you to hang up your jersey and retire from basketball?
I realized it when I didn't have the eagerness to wake up at 6 a.m. to go work out anymore. When I realized it was like, okay, it's time to hang the shoes up. I was waiting on the team to sign me pretty much the whole off season. I waited, I was working out, and I didn't get a lot of the calls that I thought I would get. I had 2 calls, so I was still waiting. So when the Liz Cambage trade went through, I just knew it was time after that when she wasn't signing with the Sparks.
Right. Now, just a few days ago, they announced the new CBA. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's great for women in general. It was a great day for women in sports, women in around the world as well, because, we're all working for equality when it comes to pay. And I think it was the first step. The WNBA actually made it, their business to make sure that the CBA moving forward was something that was groundbreaking for not only the players today, but the players for the next generation, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Like for me, I knew that I would never see $1 million while I played, but I knew that one day I'll be able to see a player make $1 million in the WNBA. And I think the younger generation, they have an opportunity to actually see that happen. So you're talking about like the daughters of Kobe Bryant, the daughters of LeBron James, and so forth. I think they'll have an opportunity to make $1 million if that's what they choose to do.
Who in the WNBA do you see their style of play is most like yours?
I don't know. Who would you say? It's a lot of players I think that's kind of like piggyback off my game. I would say the player from Dallas.
Probably like
I can't think of her name right now.
Moriah Jefferson. Moriah Jefferson.
Moriah, she has some stuff, but she has her own game. Honestly, Moriah is just different because she's probably the fastest player in the WNBA right now. And I'm saying prior to her injuries or whatever, to me, she's just like one hell of a player. She's quick, she's smart, and she changes the game as soon as she comes in. So I think she has her own style of play. She has some similarities to my game, but she definitely has her own style of play. I don't know. I would say Courtney Williams because she elevates on that jump shot, that mid-range jump shot. Gimme K. I don't know. It varies. I see my game in a lot of different players.
Right. And last question, and then I'll let you go. What are you currently doing now outside of the WNBA with your projects? What are you doing
Oh,
currently?
I do a lot of brand ambassador work. I help the homeless. I give back to kids, and that's all I'm doing right now. It's just being an entrepreneur. I love the entrepreneur spirit. I love creating things with my own brand, and as of right now, that's what I'm doing. I have a LLC called Love Is Too, and a lot of the work comes from there. And it's just helping the community grow, and I'm just doing it with love.